Yo, what's going on everybody? Needforbeans over here. In this video, I will quickly show you guys a very effective Kovaaks training routine for Valorant. This is a routine that I use every time before I start playing. I do it for about 30 minutes to an hour and it really helps me warm up my aim. Now you can also do this routine for a longer period of time to really get that practice in. So I'm not gonna waste your time. Just gonna show you guys exactly what I do. So I start first with one wall, 6 targets small. This is the scenario here. One wall, 6 targets small. This is the one that I used when I first get on the game to warm up my aim a little bit. I take my time and really make sure to hit those targets. Now the targets are small, and what this helps you work on your micro adjustments. So usually you're gonna flick, micro adjust, flick, micro adjust. And as you get better at this, eventually you can do this faster and faster and faster. I usually do this for about 5 minutes. Once I feel my aim is kind of warmed up, then I move on to the next one, which is one wall, 6 targets TE. This one is the same exact thing, except it's slightly bigger. So once you've done the smaller version, this should be a lot easier for you. You should be able to really hit those targets quickly and get those flicks going. And this again helps you work on your flicks, but it also incorporates a little bit more speed in it, so that, you know, in real life in Valorant you're not gonna just sit there and have time to micro adjust. You're gonna have to do fast flicks and commit to those shots. That's the second one I do. Again, 5 to 10 minutes. It really depends. You can keep doing this over and over and over. You know, if you put on some music in the background, I can do this for hours. That's the second one. So both of these work on your flick timing. So this is your flicking heads. There's two big parts to aiming. The first one is click timing, you know, clicking heads. The second one is tracking. So the next one I do, usually after I warm up with the small and the TE, is thin gauntlet V2. Let me see if I can find this. Alright, there it is. Thin gauntlet V2. So this one is you have 8 bots that you have to kill, and they all spawn and they move at different speeds and they're of varying size. So this one works on is on smooth tracking. So my tracking is really bad. But the idea here is you want to have a smooth motion. You don't want to have jagged tracking like I do. But eventually if I keep doing this for like 10-15 minutes, my aim will get more smooth, and that really helps you warm up those muscles. If you first hop on the game and you only do click timing, you realize that once you do tracking scenarios, different arms of your different muscles of your wrist start working. So this is more of like a fluid motion that you want to do. You don't want to hold the mouse, you don't want to grip it too tight, and you don't want to put pressure on it. You want the mouse to be able to just glide, and you want this to be very smooth aiming. This is a really good one for tracking aim. Now this one, unlike the other ones, is more relevant to Valorant because you're working on your horizontal tracking. So in Valorant, you might not be doing a lot of tracking, but sometimes if you're shooting an enemy, he will be moving at the same time, so you need to be able to track. So even though this one has a 16-minute timer, if you actually just do this, it'll take you about 5 minutes at most, even if you're doing really bad. I would suggest doing this a few times to kind of warm up your tracking aim. Now, the cool thing about this one is if you want to, let's say, warm up a specific, bot because they move at different speeds, you can go to a specific scenario like Thin Gauntlet 4. This one will only work. Will keep spawning the 4th bot, and it's invincible. So you can really isolate your practice by practicing specific bots and only doing that certain bot to get better at that tracking. Because the Thin Gauntlet has a few different bots integrated into it. So if you're a beginner and you have to keep switching speeds, and you know, like, different bots are not going to really help you in training your aim. It's really good to just hop into one of these scenarios and do a specific invincible bot to really practice that track and aim. So after I do Thin Gauntlet, I go back and I really focus on Valorant specific scenarios. So the first one was one wall, six targets, small. Second one was TE. Those were click timing. Third one was Thin Gauntlet, so that's more of a tracking aim. Once you have both of these warmed up, then I hop into Valorant. Um, Valorant small flicks. That's what I do. This one I do for the majority of my time, and this one again is really specific to Valorant because Valorant you're going to be doing mostly horizontal adjustments, and this is, I guarantee you, one of the best scenarios to really get that horizontal adjustment warmed up. And after a while you'll have really good aim on that horizontal line because you'll be doing this over and over and over. This is a really good scenario to help practice that horizontal flicks. Now after I do this for 5 to 10 minutes, the next one, and this one is my favorite scenario, Valorant small flicks 30 seconds. This one actually sorry, this one small horizontal flicks. So this one free play. This is terrible setting here. It is, there we go. This one you just work on a very small scale and you really get to work on your small flicks, right? The other one is also called small flicks, but really you have a bigger FOV or a bigger area where you target spawn. This one is a really small line of sight, so you really get to work on your flicks. And this is the one that I do the majority of my time, you know, because a lot of times you'll be peeking an angle in Valorant, and sometimes like you'll be peeking it and you have to readjust, you know, peek, readjust, and then click the head. This really helps you get to know your horizontal flicks, really get that muscle memory flowing. So those are literally the only scenarios I do specifically for Valorant. Again, I start with one wall, 6 targets for the click timing, do 2 different sizes. Then I move on to tracking aim. Personally, my tracking aim is horrible, and even though in Valorant you don't need that much tracking, it's always good to have like a good aim overall. Like you don't want to have only good aim on clicking heads and have absolutely no skill on tracking. You want to have a little bit of both. It's almost like don't skip leg day. You know, you don't want to do leg day because you don't care about big legs, but doing leg day will also help you with your upper body. So the same thing here. You know, you don't want to do tracking because tracking is really boring, but having better tracking aim will help you with click timing and all the other scenarios. So this is it for my Valorant routine. If you guys have any comments about it or any suggestions, please let me know. Also, if you guys have a different routine that you would suggest to do for Valorant, please also let me know. Thank you guys for watching this video. Need for Beans out. Peace.